Hey friends, I'm back with another hiveswap friendism video. Today we are going to be finishing Vikar's route. I'm going to try and pronounce his last name, Vikar Ratite? Is that it? I don't know, but he's adorable. We finished Tagore in the last video, so now we're doing Vikar and seeing what we can do for this one. I really hope I don't blow your earphones with the voice that I do for him. I haven't edited the last video yet, so we'll see how loud it is. And I apologize in advance if it is very loud. Just be aware, it might be very loud. So yeah. Here we go. It's probably best for you to stop trying to predict what's going to happen to you at this point. Everything that's happened so far on this planet has been kind of chaotic. In fact, you're ready for something more familiar. You head back to the site of your abandoned spaceship. Sure, it's smashed and beyond repair, but it's a little slice of home. Maybe at least one or two pieces of it are fixable. You march off in what you think is the right direction. But when you get there, you're not alone. A little guy in a hat and big goggles is standing there, gazing at your spaceship, maybe assessing it? As you watch, he breaks off a couple gears and stuffs them in his pocket. Hey! You clear your throat loudly. Oh, fuck. What was the... Good galloping gravy. Why, I've never seen the likes of you before. What strange wonders in the heavens have rained down upon us today? You quickly lose any indignation you were building up. He's smiling at you and his words seem at least somewhat amicable. Maybe you got this all wrong. Maybe this is the next person you're going to get chummy with. You cut right to the chase. No point in beating around the old ground leaf covering. That's probably what they call it on this corner, on this planet. You let this guy know that you're the proprietor of the spaceship he's stripping, and you're in mighty need of a new friend. A friend, eh? A bosom companion, a pal about town? I've seen nary Toman, Dickus and Harry around these parts, and who might fit the bill? Oh, who might fit the bill? Okay. You were kind of trying to imply that this guy would be your new friend. Is it too late to say that now? You try to imply with your eyebrows. As for me, day-to-day matters here in Alternia interest me not. For I only care about hurtling at the great speeds through the boundless expanse of the cosmos. That's right, space. It is spaceflight that consumes my every waking thought and all my adore. As in accordance to my duty as future Alternian Crusader, of course. No oxygen, no wind, a total vacuum, that is life. That is the life for me, all right. Flying in space, above the atmosphere, not within the realm of gravity's purview. Wouldn't have it any other way. Right. You get the feeling you're missing something. This guy seems really defensive about his interest in spaceflight. Like, maybe he's trying to say something totally different? Whatever it is, his internal conflict clearly predominates over your own issues. He seems like a great candidate for a friend, despite the fact that his voice sounds like it belongs in a newsreel about World War II. I have just one query for you, sports, if I may be so bold. Do you also like spaceflight? Do you yearn to see the moons shining above, the clouds whipping by as you chase and tease the imperish western wind, and then also keep past that up into space? I'm gonna tell him I'm not sure about spaceflight. His eyes widen. You see them sparkle? Ah, I see. You're an individual with a more sophisticated palate. A real connoisseur of buoyant arts you are. Someone who... what? Fuck. Someone like you could never be satisfied with the anemic with the anemic affair of traveling through the inky blackness of the galaxies. I believe a jaunt to my hive is in order. Let's get a wiggle on. A wiggle on. There was a lot going on here, but you understand what he wants, that he wants you to follow him. Back to his hive. The friendly guy takes you to a building where all the rooms seem to be balanced on spindly-looking stilts. The hive soars above you up into the sky. He gestures to a little platform attached to a pulley system, like a rudimentary elevator. It brings you up into a small dark room. His house is pretty much what you would have guessed. The walls are covered in star maps and pictures of spaceships. You notice that many of them have cheery slogans splashed across them saying things like, "Explore the galaxies because you are required to fulfill your duty to society," and "Enlist, travel, make friends, and don't get cold." Your new friend doesn't seem too happy as he looks around the place. Just the hive for a dedicated spacecraft enthusiast, isn't it? You nod. You're not sure what this is leading to, but no one ever went wrong relying on non-specific, plausibly deniable agreement. Who am I fooling? You've rumbled me, potential new chum. What you see before you is a collage of falsehoods. I'm nothing but an avatar of baloney. In truth, my myriad temptations and desires of space do nothing to tickle my biscuit. The thought of participating in the glorious external conquest gives me the screaming mimes. My interest lies in something a little lower down. He reaches up and peels back one of the posters. Behind it is another poster, this one showing a view of clouds in the night sky. Behold my shame. The truth is, I long to toss and turn within the grasp of Mistress Gravity's sweet fingers. To traverse the sky, can such a thing be? Imagine flying within the confines of Alternia's very atmosphere, defying the very conventions of what we all know to be true. Instead of down, up. Instead of falling, soaring. Can you imagine? Can you see it before you? Could you ever dream the existence of such a flying machine? I'll tell him I've never heard of such a thing, because that's the right way to go. But the future is ours to build, my strange-hued and unhorned comrade. What do you think? Does it excite you? Do my ideas rattle your buttons? You can't help but notice that he's referred to you as chum and comrade, but friend hasn't made an appearance yet. Do synonyms count, or is it just a tick of his speaking style? You look as earnest as you can and nod vigorously. You're almost positive that this is the thing he really wants you to express interest in. Aha! The truth will out. You and I share this furtive passion of indulgences of the air. A dialogue between a troll, a flying machine, and the stars. But further away from the stars than we would be in a spaceship. I cannot stress enough how different a thing it is. You can't decide between nodding and shaking your head. Here. What? You can't decide between nodding and shaking your head here. So you furry... Oh god, sorry. You furrow your brow and do your best to look thoughtful, like maybe you are contemplating the differences. This fellow's demeanor towards you is definitely shading to be more temperate, to the more temperate climate zones. However, certain physical needs are starting to assert themselves. You're still pretty banged up from your previous adventures, but right now, the aching of your stomach is screaming for attention. You humbly ask your friend to be if there might be any chance of getting a bite to eat. But of course! Why, if I had known you If I had known you had a rumbling in the old digestion bladder, I would have shut my yapper toot sweet. Time for a good old nosh. A yummaroony. What ho! Now, how shall we obtain the victuals? We could venture into the great unknown, which is to stay out of my hive, Or we could stay here, beholden to whatever twists and turns Lady Fate has in store for us in the nutrition block. What do you say, new timer? And this time we're going to stay in the hive and see, look around. Because last time we went outside and he broke his leg. Pretty badly. You tell him any food he has in the house will be fine. Surely staying here will get you fed more quickly. No problem at all, my fine fervent fellow. However, I do believe two kindred souls such as ourselves have more ways of communicating than mere words alone. I think I'm grasping the meaning behind your request. The signal from your transmitter is pinging up my cranial orb's receiver. I can see what you are truly after is food for the soul. You definitely meant food for the body. You look for an opening where you might gently correct your new buddy, but he seems to be working himself up to say a lot more things. The delectable nutrition of what a troll's truest being craves. The substance of thought, of imagination, of desire. Ah, fuck. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I got a call. The sustenance of thought, of imagination, of desire, which nourishes the self better than the finest grub noodles. Art, passion, science. You must have a hankering to see my flying machine design sketches. Despite your troubles, you can't help but think his enthusiasm is kinda sweet. You nod weakly. You make one last attempt, indicating that food might strengthen you fully to appreciate his work. No need to worry. I am fully confident in your ability to take in my glorious blueprints. You have shown yourself to have quite the sturdy noggin in discerning gander bulb. What's a gander bulb? Okay. I would welcome your input. Warmth blossoms in your stomach. It feels so nice to hear him compliment you. You're not sure what you've actually done to earn his praise, but you definitely don't want to ruin this now. Maybe seeing his designs will be fun, even on an empty stomach. Maybe it really will nourish you on a level that'll help you forget the prosiac earthly nourishment you thought you wanted. You tell him you're in. Not so fast. That which I am planning to reveal to you is what I keep closest to my torso pillar. It is not that I don't trust you, my footloose and horn-free cohort. But I think I would like to trust you a little more before vivisecting myself and displaying my bleeding organs before your penetrating gaze, which is a metaphor of exposing my portfolio. Might I trouble you to participate in a small trust trial? Oh, fuck. No problem, you tell him. Oh, fuck. Your bud insists that you make yourself comfortable while he gets a few supplies. After a few minutes, he returns with a fistful of fabrics in different colors. Here's what's been bouncing around the old brain box of mine, buddy-o. I'm going to tie this blindfold around your face, and then I'm going to give you some instructions. And you're going to try and locate the case where I keep my treasured sketches. If you can find it, it's gotta mean we can trust each other deeply. Like two wings soaring in unison to achieve liftoff. If that's how wings work, I'm still figuring out the principles of the matter. What a romp. Are you up for it? It's too late to turn back now, and you really don't want to. It's kind of a relief to have him tell you what you can do to earn his friendship in plain terms. Well, as plain as this guy's terms ever get. You give him a thumbs up. Now we're on the trolley. Blackness. He quickly ties the fabric around your face. The time is upon us. Time for inaugural flight. For the inaugural flight. Jesus. Time for the inaugural flight of our deepening bond. Time to nudge our fledgling companionship out of the nest and see what happens. Your new friend starts to direct you around the room. To the left. No, my left. Sorry, okay, I meant your left. And now onwards to the glorious future that lies before us. You smile weakly, doing your best to follow his instructions. He seems happy, so you must be getting somewhere. Almost to the doorway. 3 steps forward and you will be so. Wait! Crash. You stagger backwards from the impact. You hear yourself wheeze. The shock has totally knocked your lungs out of commission. Your chest jerks in tiny contractions as you gasp for air. Oh, beans. Ding dang, darn it. There is no pain, just the intense pressure focused on the center of your face. Right around where you ran into something face first. You pull at the blindfold and hear footsteps, which probably means your new friend is rushing over to help. Oof. He gets the blindfold untied and his face swims into your vision. He looks utterly gobsmacked. Why, I'll be a horn beast scrub food. Everything copactics? New pal! You put your hand to your face and touch something wet. Sure enough, when you pull your fingers away, they're covered in blood. Your nose isn't gushing or anything, just sending out a couple rivulets to let you know that it's having a bad day, and it's not so bad. You tell your acquaintance this, but he doesn't look any less horrified. Shivering stractocumuli. All this time I've been testing you, to see if I would place a tender gift of trust in your declawed little hands. And here you've bestowed upon me the greatest trust of all, knowledge of your non-standard hematological attributes. I am truly honored, flabbergasted, absolutely pushed to the brink of rationality by such a display of faith. Never mind the trust trial, you deserve to see my sketches. Just wait here. Be back in 2 shakes of a baby's in a baby beast's hindquarters. I'm being called again. Stop it. I will not pick up. You sit down on the floor again, wiping the blood off your face. You're not going to question the stroke of luck you've been shown. Why, if you knew bleeding was the key to his affections all along, you would have encouraged some blood from the sites of your multiple injuries. But no matter, you sniff the last of the blood back up into your nostril, tasting metal at the back of your throat. When your almost friend returns, he drops a big stack of papers into your lap. You page through the designs. The first few are rudimentary, mostly variations on spaceships with little notes like how do make it not reach escape velocity, and less jet fuel shape should be less aerodynamic. But as you keep going, the designs get pretty interesting. One seems to rely on some big rotating sails to achieve lift. Another shows a light frame body attached to 4-jointed wings. You briefly wonder what he plans to make the wings out of before you see the note stating that all these are dragon wings. A follow-up scribble states, flapping mechanism? How to soften rigor mortis? But hang on, you take a closer look at the machine's frame. This guy's sketch is pretty detailed. The frame doesn't seem to be made of wood or aluminum like you expected, but smaller individual shapes lashed together with some kind of cord. Maybe it's just a macabre aesthetic, but you think it looks like bones? You look back at the other designs. Now that you look at it, the sails on this one have a texture that might be leather, or similar. The sketches themselves are picked out in some variety of colors, not dissimilar from some of the brand new blood colors you've discovered lately. Oh boy, you've been down this creepy alien road before. Using your lightest, most jocular tone, you question the bone shapes. You soften your words with a big, non-freaked out smile. What's that? Well, I'm not a construction professional, you know. Gotta make use of what's available. Only culled low-bloods and grubs, of course. Not an ounce of insurrectional spirits in this fellow over here. Fear not, unhorned one. These wacky cultural differences. You just misunderstood. You take refuge in your old standby of nodding and smiling. Sorry, I'll be right back. On the floor. Okay, I'm back. These wacky cultural differences. You just misunderstood. You take refuge in your old standby of nodding and smiling. It's none of your business what body parts this fella uses or doesn't use to make his right brother's transformative fan works. Friends aren't for judging people's use of corpses as construction materials anyway. You know, when you crash-landed on my planet, I had no idea what to think. Vicar, old boy, you really shot the balls now. That's what I told myself. Telling an alien about your flying dreams, that's ruffled the kitty and no doubt about it. But now that we're here, and you're having a looky-loo at my sketches, I think it might have been right for us to meet all along. Perhaps to work on Perhaps the work of the capricious Madame Destiny. Surely he's about to say you are friends. You can almost taste those sweet friendship-affirming syllables coming from his mouth. You're just seconds away from that coveted F-word. Or are you? Maybe you've misconstrued everything. You look back down at the sketches. Bones on this one. Bones in this one. Bones in that one. He says these plans call for bones of aliens like him. At least if you've understood correctly. But they don't really look that different from, well, the bones you're more familiar with. Your own bones. Your bones, which have already gone through a lot today, and maybe seem to be in a kind of a harvestable condition, if one was so inclined. You clear your throat. Haha, you say. He's not in the market for these materials right now, is he? Like, right now? The friendly guy doesn't understand your question. You're not going to push it, but you do risk a quick glance at yourself, and then back at him, and then back at yourself, just to see if he's checking out the stuff, so to speak. Then, when you look back at him, he looks aghast. Oops. Heavens to biscuits. Is that what you think of me? You think I'm the type to start taking people's body parts, all higgledy-piggledy, all higgledy-piggledy. That's what that says. As if there weren't plenty of thoughtlessly discarded rib cages to work with. If that's the type of gent you're looking for in these parts, I'm afraid I'm not the type of aggressive heartthrob you're after. We can't all be the macho, bloodthirsty, romantic hero type. Ready to rip out an organ, harvesting tools at a moment's notice. I thought we could be friends, but now I see you're looking for something different. My apologies. I think it's best for you to go elsewhere. You want to correct the misunderstanding, but you're not fully sure what the misunderstanding is. This guy doesn't seem to be in any mood for friendship right now. You hang your head. Looks like this is all just a big waste of time. Aw. Misunderstood. Aw. Well, now I feel bad. Okay, so that was the last video we're going to be doing on Vicar. This was one of the bad endings. The final bad ending that we are going to cover for him, because There are no more. And now we're just gonna wait for the next DLC to come out. Yeah. So, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have the means, please go buy the game. It's great. I love it. Support Wet Pumpkin and the creators. Give them a big old metaphorical hug. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.